What's up everybody, it's Ryan here from Shoe Solutions coming at you with another reviews on shoes. Today we are going to be looking at the New Balance 928 version 3. So we're going to do a little bit of a tech and detail rundown of the shoe, the changes, what's different, what's new, what's exciting, and then we'll also do a bit of an unboxing here for you. So Belter, toss me that shoe. All right, so here it is, the New Balance 928 version 3. This shoe just came out about a month ago. It started hitting store shelves. The 928 version 3 is an update to the version 2, which predecessed the 928. So the 928 version 2 was short-lived. They did a bit of a limited run, but as we found in the store and as many retailers across America found, that there's a bit of a choke point right at the throat of the shoe. New Balance has addressed that issue with the version 3. Other than that, there are no changes to the shoe. So they've opened up that throat a few more millimeters just to give that extra depth and width to the vamp there right at that throat. I think that a lot of people were just compensating by going with different widths in the version 2, but with a shoe like this, a high-profile shoe from New Balance, they definitely wanted to fix that. So we've seen that fix. Now, as we move through the version 3, I want to just run down a couple of things, features about this shoe that aren't different from the version 2, but for those of you that weren't familiar with that shoe, you will be after this. So the insole, going from the 928, the first version, into the version 2, New Balance upgraded to the polyurethane insole. So before they just ran with their standard EVA under the foot, and now they have polyurethane. What it does, it just gives us a little more compression resistance. So over duration and time that you're in the shoe, it's just not going to break down as fast. Also gives a little bit of a squishier feel to it. So that's the new insole. We've had really good feedback to it in the store. It gives a really nice contact with the foot. The 928 still has the phantom liner on the inside of the shoe. So what that is, essentially you have a bootie on the inside underneath the leather that just covers up all the seams and bridges between the different panels in the upper. And it just gives really smooth transition, reducing the risk of shearing, blistering, or just even friction pressure from seams. There's a number of shoes from New Balance that have that technology, but the 928 is kind of the flagship and is definitely present here. With the upper of the shoe, you've still got their full grain leather upper. All through the shoe, you've got a premium leather that just gives a really nice feel, breathes well, and conforms well to the foot when broken in. Another thing to talk about, the last that this shoe is built on. Now, New Balance has had this last for years and years, but for those that are not aware, this is the SL2 fit. So SL just standing for straight last, the 2 for extra depth. And what we mean by straight last is a nice straight form to the base of the shoe. New Balance has used their walking strike path with this shoe. The other really tangible benefit for us in the world of pedorthics is that we can fit foot orthotics or braces into the shoe with ease. You essentially have 90-degree walls on the side where they meet the board of the shoe. It's not tapering in that a lot of shoes tend to have, and when we put devices into them, they flare out the shoes and totally kind of ruin the fit. With SL2, we don't really have that problem. We can drop custom devices or over-the-counter devices into this shoe with ease. Also provides a little bit of a roomier fit for wider or fleshier feet, people with swelling, that kind of thing. So SL2, you're getting a deeper toe box, a relatively medium fit in the midfoot, but it is tapering back to the heel. So a lot of people need that extra width and depth in the front to accommodate either just a wide foot or things like bunions, hammer toes, that type of thing, or even thicker devices like orthotics, but they don't necessarily need that in the width, and that's where the 928 is really solid. You've got that narrow heel fit in this guy. The heel counter on the 928 as well, extended medially and laterally, nice and stiff there, so when that heel and ankle sit in there, you have a lot of stability and control for the heel and ankle. As we come down the shoe, we get into their midsole, which is still a compression molded EVA foam. The CM EVA is awesome because it provides a lot of compression resistance, gives really good ground reaction, and also has decent shock absorptive quality to that. Now, New Balance does add Absorb from the midfoot to the toe of the shoe. So that's just going to help to take the cushioning factor to the next level. If you're absorbing higher levels of impact from aggressive walking, or even just standing on your feet for long periods of time, that can just help to decrease rattling and vibration coming up from the ground from impact. Now, New Balance's rocker forefoot still alive and well with this shoe. Really helps to reduce how much dorsiflexion is required to pick that foot up off the ground for that next stride. So if you have mobility issues in that first toe, or even mobility plantar dorsiflexion issues in the ankle joint, this shoe can help to offset some of the lack of dorsiflexion there. Also just provides a smoother gait transfer from that heel off to the toe off phase. Can help to reduce impact. So even metatarsal issues, people can notice a benefit from that. As we move to the hind foot of the shoe, New Balance's roll bar frame here, medial and lateral posting is still alive and well, but one tasteful update that they did from the graphite roll bar frame in the 928 is the fiberglass system that they're using. That was used in the version 2, also the version 3 now. So basically what roll bar is going to do is provide really stable ground contact for the lateral and the medial aspect of the shoe. If that foot wants to underpronate or supinate, a lot of guys that hold, or women that hold that body weight on the outside of their foot, this shoe's just going to help to resist that by having that firmer reinforced lateral wall. Also does the same thing medially. Will control pronation when your foot is in motion, and then we find it to be really effective for people that do a lot of standing throughout the day, where they're maybe not moving a whole ton, but the physics of that body weight just kind of sits on the outside of their feet. Roll bar does a really good job of controlling that. In the field of podorthics, we're often putting in insoles. That also becomes an important factor, because if that midsole compresses easily, we don't get as much benefit out of our foot orthotics. So that firmer contact in the midsole just helps us to have more solid platform for that orthotic. We just get better effect and better control out of that. Moving to the outsole of the shoe, New Balance has had this compound for a really long time, but definitely call it out on the 928. That's the Endurance outsole. It's a higher compound of rubber that they use. It's specifically designed for high mileage, for athletic walking, or for just long periods of wear on hard, flat surfaces. That's a battle-tested outsole, and we've been having great results with it for years and years in the store. So you would expect a nice, long-lasting outsole. One thing to maybe mention too with the outsole, it's subtle, but it is a tangible benefit, the way that New Balance rolls or bevels that heel. It does help to provide just sort of a slower guidance into that foot flat phase of your gait. A lot of shoes that come to kind of a 90-degree angle there, sometimes you can get a bit of a slap reaction, but with that beveled heel, it just provides a nice smooth transition, nice flat sole, broad midfoot with full ground contact, so your foot is very stable, and then you introduce into that forefoot rocker. So the New Balance 928, the shoe's a legend. Version 3 has addressed the issue of version 2, and we look forward to any and all of your questions. Feel free to get a hold of us on shoesolutions.ca, or look us up online, give us a call at the store. We're here to help. If you have any questions about this shoe, we'd love to give you some advice there. So once again, my name's Ryan from Shoe Solutions. This has been an episode of Reviews on Shoes. Thank you so much.